Only one mock, sir.
Yeah, there will be only one mock. I need to check whether for most of the courses we release one mock.
Sir, for the qualifier on July 16, we can do na practice for only the practice questions and the graded assignment questions, or anything we have to do extra.
No, I guess that would be more than sufficient. If you are able to solve all the practice and graded, you'll be able to score very good marks.
Excuse me, sir.
Most of the questions will be on the similar what concepts or similar patterns, so you won't feel much difficulty in the exam. So I'll prefer you to like just practice at least twice the graded and practice.
Sir, there is any
extra
such,
assignments? Sir,
There are
no
many-
need of extra materials.
Okay, so you want extra material to solve the paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that I need to check with the team whether they have or not. But mostly, I guess graded and practice will suffice. Like there are like more, if you will consider all the 4 weeks, you'll be having 80 to 100 questions. Okay, and that will like more than sufficient to practice
Yes,
it.
sir.
The
Yes,
portions in the
Sir,
first
there
week,
is
sir,
sir,
first
there is
week.
any condition that week one will come, week one has this much allotment, week two this much allotment. There is nothing such.
Okay, so weightage you are asking.
Yes, sir, weightage.
Okay, weightage mostly it will be same from all the 4 weeks.
Okay, it will be divided from four weeks.
Yeah.
with
So
the
it will
correct
be more or
ratio.
less similar. But if you like, if you'll go through like quiz 2 and final quiz, then the weightage decreases from the initial weeks. But here, all the 4 weeks will consist of equal weightage.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, Pooja, you want to ask something?
Yes, actually. Am I audible to you?
Yeah. You're very
Yeah,
much
I
audible.
just want to ask. I'm a first year student, and I'm unable to actually cope up with the timings because I have college from, I guess, morning 10 to evening 6. So, and then after that, from 6, actually, all the live session gets started. So actually, I'm unable to do the sessions which are recorded. So can you suggest
Okay.
something?
Okay. So what you can do is like you can go through the recording, but like so recording just can give you the basic idea, but okay, so you have like many of the student would be facing this issue because many of you are going to college, like other degrees also you have.
Yes.
So what you have to manage, you can come to like this session wherever the session is from 8 or later 8, but
No,
you can
because what I've noticed is the sessions in the evening are mostly about the doubt session. But since I haven't watched the videos, I won't get any of the doubts. Right.
okay,
So
but
this
for
is the
that
main
you
issue.
have to manage the time, right? You need to go through the videos lecture first. For that you can like whenever the video get released, like Wednesday just getting released, you have the next like upcoming Saturday Sunday to watch that, right? So Saturday Sunday you won't be that much busy, right? So
Yeah,
Saturday Sunday
yes.
watch, and then there are a lot of sessions. So one session or two like that's why we have like a lot of session where if you are coming to at least one session also you can like
No,
sort of.
evening session, I'm trying my best to like attend each and every, but the office hours which are in the morning, basically afternoon. First thing, I'm unable to join that. Maybe some technical issues from my side also.
Why?
And secondly, I don't know why they are like no one is there, or you are not allowed to enter room or something like that is happening.
No.
If it is a Google Meet session, especially maybe statistics or something, like
Yeah.
no one has admitted the person. Something message is shown. Even I
Oh.
told in the evening session of statistics that I'm unable to join.
Yeah.
They said
So
they'll
what
check.
you can do is like okay, so I'll just note down your name. Maybe I'll just ask them to allow, but I don't think so that will be the issue. But you can
Yeah, that is the secondary thing. For primary is the timings of my college and all the sessions in the afternoon. But I'll try and manage them. That's the only reason I'm
So
like
first, the
lacking
only thing
behind.
you can do is like go through the sessions. So go through the sessions, is go through the uploaded lectures. Okay, that will
Okay.
suffice you. But if like there will be a doubt for sure, but for that you have to take out one session, like at least join one session out of the 3-4 sessions that we have. at least join the one and clear your doubt in that. Okay.
Okay,
Maybe
sir.
the
Okay.
open session, try to join this session itself. So every week. So again, next week we'll be having. So whatever the doubt you have, like you can just go through the all weeks content. You
Yeah,
must
okay.
be submitting your graded like assignments,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, I'm submitting them on time. Yeah.
So yeah, so this is what you can do is like go through the lectures and try to attend one session where you can sort out your doubts and then after you can submit your assignment. So that's the way you can. But we have most of the session on Saturday, Sunday. So try to like
Yeah, but
I
what
guess
happened actually is the whole weekdays, the work which we have from the offline college, we are supposed to do it on weekends. So I even have that work. I even have to submit the assignments, maybe the practice one, maybe the graded one, and so that's
yeah,
that's the
I'm
only
getting
reason
your
I'm
point.
lacking behind. I guess this is week 3 session, no? So for the maths, I have just started week 3 today morning.
Okay,
So
got
that's
your
the
point.
reason.
Yeah, but see, this you have to manage somehow. But like you are the best person to manage the your time, right?
Yeah,
And I
yes,
don't
yes,
like
yes.
yeah with the colleges with the jobs and all many of the person are like are good enough to catch up and they're scoring pretty well also. I have some like I know many of the peoples in the degree even second year in the third year itself they're like managing very nicely. They're working professional and they're getting more than 9 CG, like
Yes,
not
sir.
in one semester, like for the continuous 6 7 semesters they are getting.
This is
So
actually my
Sir,
second
this
time to enroll in the whole degree. Last time also I enrolled myself in this September session, I guess. No, the January session maybe. But due to the same reason, like I was unable to cope up with the colleges and all. So
see,
that's
this is the
why,
first time itself. Like you'll go to that maybe maths to stats or the diploma. There, the like the courses will increase, or maybe like the difficulty level will increase, right?
yeah.
So yeah, so somehow try to manage the time Saturday, Sunday, free that Saturday, Sunday for this course itself. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Thanks.
Sir,
So
sir,
yeah,
is there any minimum percentage criteria to give the July 16 or it is only applicable for the final exam?
what? Can you repeat the July 16th?
Sir, for the July 16 exam, is there any minimum criteria that you will get this much marks in the first 4 weeks and you will you are eligible for giving the July 16 exam, or it is only applicable for the final exam?
Okay, you are asking for the assignments marks.
Yes, sir, graded assignment.
Okay, assignments mark. This I'm not sure. I need to check it. But most probably you'll be able to write the paper. But in the paper you need to score some like 40%, and then only you'll be allowed
The
to continue that.
eligibility for writing that exam, they said was some greater than or equal to 40 by 100.
The graded assignments 4 marks average should be greater than equals to 40.
Yes, sir. Aggregate of all the first 4 weeks.
Okay. So yeah, so you have to submit the graded assignment, try to solve that, and 40% getting that marks is not that difficult. Like the problems and all are not that difficult that you'll not be able to solve. Okay. And we have like so many sessions you can ask your doubt. Even if some graded assignments where you are like not able to understand the question, you can just ask. Like we'll not be solving, but at least we can give you the idea what's the question saying, so that can help you in solving the problem. Okay. Okay, so let's start the today's session. And so we'll just start with the basic. I'll just give you some idea about the quadratic equation. Okay, and after that we'll take the yeah. So anybody have any question till now, like or Chinmay, you have raised your hand,
sir, I
Aman.
have doubt in this question, sir. You will go from basic or you will take first questions, sir?
Yeah. So I'll just go through the basic part and then only I'll take this. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Anything
Okay.
else? Aman, Tripti, Arnav, Anupriya, you have raised your hand. Okay, I'll just go through. Anything you're facing, you can just like there are so many sessions that is happening daily. You can just ask that out. For any problem, also if you are facing, you can just ask. You can ask on the discourse forum, discussion forum is there. You can mail me. Last time I gave you the mail ID. You can just mail me, so I can reply it on the mail itself. So I'll just share my screen. You
Sir,
can
again you can give.
Yeah, I'll just write it in the chat box. Can you see my screen now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir, able to see.
Okay. So let's start the today's week 3. Yeah, so I'll just write you my mail ID. Just it's like simple. It's just sal@study.iatm.ac.in. Okay. Yeah, Arnav, you were asking something, or shall I start?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I was asking if you will you be taking questions at the end
Yeah.
of the
Not in the
session?
like after 15 to 20, it won't take much time. The quadratic is there is nothing much to discuss. I'll just go through that. I'll just give you some idea. If somebody's like not from the maths background, he can just understand that how to solve the quadratic equation, how to calculate the slope. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is week 3, and week 3 we have quadratic equation. Okay. Quadratic function. So we have okay. So can you give me the standard form of the quadratic function? Standard form.
Ax
Y
square
is equal to
Plus
x squared
bx
plus
plus
bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0.
Equal to 0.
Okay. Why a is not equal to 0?
If
It
it
won't
becomes
be a
0, it
quadratic
will
function
be
anymore. It will become a
It
linear
will be
function.
linear.
linear function.
Yeah. So x is square plus bx plus c. Okay. And a should not be equals to 0. So if somebody is not able to understand, just put the value of a here. If you'll put a equals to 0, y will become bx plus c. And we have seen that this become a equation of what?
Linear function.
Equation of a straight line, right?
Yes, sir. Straight line.
Okay. So, and this is a straight line. In which form? This is a c is what? C is the intercept for x or y?
Y-intercept.
Intercept of y, right? Correct? So yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
this will become, if you'll put the value of a equals to 0, that will become a straight line. So that's why we are not taking a equals to 0. Correct? Okay. So if you have this equation, quadratic function, and if let's for example, you have alpha. So how many root this function will be having? Root means what are the value? How many values of x will be there that will satisfy this equation? How many?
Two
Two.
roots. Two
Yeah,
distinct
there
roots.
will be 2 roots because it's in the form of square, right? X square. So there will be x1. Let's for example, x1 and x2 are the root of this function. If x1 and x2 are the root of this function, can you tell me the value of x1 plus x2? And x1
Minus b by
multiplied with x2? What is the value of x1 plus x2?
Minus b by a and c by a.
Minus b by a and c by a.
C by
Any problem in this? So this you can just remember. Like for the polynomial also you can write this simply the formula. This like if you have the equation in the form of x square plus bx plus c, you can just write it. The sum of the root is minus b by a and the product of the root is c by a. C is that constant upon a, and similarly here minus b upon a. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Okay, and if you have a function, so this you can just remember, y equals to x square plus bx plus c. And if a is positive, can you tell me the how can I plot the graph?
Upward.
Open upward.
Correct. So it will go like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
Correct. And if I have a is less than 0, then it will go like this. Correct.
Open downward. Yes, sir.
Downward.
Huh. So this plot, what are some of the important stuff that this plot is telling me? At this point, at the vertices of this,
Vertex.
at the vertices of this parabola, this is a parabola, right?
Yes.
Right, sir.
So I'm giving you one trick. Okay, if you have y equals to 4x and x equals to 4ay, can you tell me the plot of this x square equals to 4ay?
Right.
Open upward.
Open right. Right.
Okay, this will go like this, correct?
Open upward. Yes, sir.
And this will go like this.
Open right side.
So whenever you have a function, quadratic function, wherever you can see the square, right? You can just imagine that here x square equals to 4ay, right? So what is the like the equation of the symmetry, like the equation line of symmetry, that is what, x equals to 0, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So x square equals to 4ay, then the line of symmetry has become x equals to 0. Similarly, for this equation, y equals to 4x, y equals to 0 is the line of symmetry. So the plane, like the line on which if you'll fold, you can get the parabola, like both the sides will reflect the same parabola. Okay, right. So here we have from same equation, whenever like here also you have x ka power 2. So what can be the line of symmetry here? It will be something x equals to
Vertex.
some constant, right?
Yes, sir. Vertex, symmetry,
Right,
center
parallel
line.
to some y
Yeah.
axis, correct?
Yes.
Similarly here also, because you have for this equation also, you have what, x square plus bx plus c, correct? And here a is negative. So, but we have x ka power 2. That means what? The line of symmetry must be something x equals to some constant, right? Correct? So simple idea you can get. What you can get is, you can get the idea of line of symmetry. Okay? Line of symmetry you can get. Correct? And what can you say about this
sir.
parabola? If this parabola, if this is going
Axis of
upward,
symmetry. So,
Upward.
like
yeah, so
both
if this
the
is
same.
going upward, open upward, that means what? At the vertices, what can be the this, if you have like x coordinate like this and y coordinate like this, so at the vertices, this parabola will be having the minimum value, correct?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you'll go upward, if you'll put any value of x, you can get the y value corresponding to that x higher than this value, correct? So that's why at vertices, you'll get minima for a parabola where a is greater than 0. Okay. And if you have a parabola where a is less than 0, that means it is
We'll
going
get the
downward.
maximum.
Okay. And that means what? At x equals to this vertices, you'll be having the maximum value. So at vertices, you'll get the maximum value. So corresponding to this x, you'll be having the y, maximum y, right? If you'll move in any direction, you can just see that if you are going in left direction or right direction, if you'll put the value of x, you'll getting lesser y value. That's why at vertices for a parabola or for the quadratic equation where a is less than 0, you'll be getting maximum value at vertices. Okay. Is it clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. So if you have y equals to x square plus bx plus c. So this is a, let's for example, a is greater than 0. So this is going upward, right? If you
Upward.
need to find, so okay, so one thing that is not in the lecture, I'll just tell you. If you have to calculate the straight line, So you have this line of symmetry, correct? So there will be
Yes, sir.
a straight line that is perpendicular to this line of symmetry, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the intersection of that will be the vertices. Okay. And this line, if you'll see that this is a slope like tangent to this slope, tangent to this trajectory, tangent to this parabola at this the vertices, correct?
Vertical. Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you have any straight line that is parallel to x-axis, the slope should be what? For any straight line parallel
Zero.
to
Slope
x-axis,
is zero.
what should be the value of slope?
Zero.
Zero.
Zero. Correct? So wherever if you are getting any parabola that is going upward, okay. So for that, if you are calculating the tan theta is what? Simply you are calculating y dash. Okay, you are calculating slope, right? And that should be equals to 0.
Zero.
Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
If you have any parabola, like for example, this is the parabola, and if you have to calculate the tangent at the vertices, right? The tangent at the vertices, okay, that will be parallel to x-axis. So I'm just telling you, whenever you have a parabola that is going upward, that means the line of symmetry would be something x equals to like x equals to 0, for example, for this parabola. Okay. So if you have to calculate the tangent at the vertices, then that must be the slope will be what? Equals to 0, correct? Because that is perpendicular to this y-axis. So don't get confused with that. If you have something parallel to x-axis, that means that will be something like x equals to some constant, right? And if you have something parallel to x-axis, the straight line would be what? Y equals to some constant, correct? Because let's, for example, x-axis, that is what? Y equals to 0. And if you have y-axis, that means what? X equals to 0. Okay. So one thing what you have understood, whenever you have a slope like this or coming like this, okay, this is for like x square plus bx plus c, where a is positive, and x square plus bx plus c, where a is negative. Okay. And if the plot is like this, that means if you'll calculate the slope tangent at the vertices, okay. So how will you calculate that? If you have the function, you will calculate that. You will do the differentiation, right? You generally do the differentiation. So 2ax plus b. So this is what the formula was to calculate the slope at any point x. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the slope formula, and that you generally do is with generally you do the differentiation at that point. Okay. But whenever you need to find this straight line, what you can do is, or to get the value of x, what you can do is, you can do the differentiation and equate it to 0, because you already know that the slope of this line would be 0. Correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if what you will do, if you need to find the vertices or the x coordinate, what you should be doing? Tell me. If you have this equation, x square plus bx
Minus
plus
b by 2.
So what you should, this is the trajectory. And I told you that at vertices, the slope at vertices, if you are calculating the tangent, this tangent is parallel to x-axis. That means the tangent at this point at the vertices will be what? Tan theta should be equal to 0. That means whenever you will do the differentiation, y dash equals to 2x plus b should be equal to 0, correct? Because this is parallel to x-axis. And if you will
Yes.
calculate the value of x equals to minus b by 2a, and this is the vertices,
Yes.
x coordinate of the vertex, correct?
Yes.
And if you'll put the value here, you'll get the value of the y coordinate, correct?
Yes.
B minus b by 2a plus c, correct? So this is how you get the points. So till now, this I'm writing it again. If you have y equals to x square plus bx plus c, right? And if your equation is something like this, going something like this, okay, so you can calculate the vertices direct, right? minus b by 2a, and then you can put the value of. Okay, and you don't have to remember also. Whenever you will be asked, you can just do the differentiation, equate it to 0, get the value of x, and then put the value of x in the equation, get the value of y, right? So you don't have to remember any formula. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have discussed like axis.
Sir, can
Yeah.
you scroll on the top to the first only for 1 minute?
Okay.
Yes, sir, I got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we have discussed the axis. You can calculate the axis of symmetry. You can calculate the vertices. You can calculate the slope. Correct? These all things you can calculate, right? And if you have
Yes.
calculate, how do you calculate? You can calculate the slope equated to 0. So first step is calculate slope equated to 0. Calculate the value of x. Put the value of x. Calculate the value of y. Right? So this is
Yes,
how, and you will be calculating. Yeah. So this is what you do. And I already told you the types of parabola. You already know 2 types. When a is greater than 0, when a is less than 0. A is greater than 0, that means going
Upwards
upward,
parabola.
right? And this is downward. Correct? This is the 2 type of parabola we are seeing here. Okay. And how do we solve the? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
So there was one parabola, sir, in question activity. It was upwards, but the value is minus
See, if you have a parabola like this, and if coming like this, there can be some values where the values of parabola will be negative, correct? This is x-axis.
right.
This is a y-axis. For this x value, let's for example x equals to 2, y is some negative, right? Y is some negative value, minus 2, correct? So this is a parabola
Right.
that is going upward, but the value can be negative. So don't get confused with that. A is positive means that doesn't mean y can't be negative. A is positive means it is going upward. That's it. It can be like this also. It can be like this also. Right? It may be going like this.
Sir, it's a 3.7 activity, sir.
I'll go through that. I'll
Uh,
go through that. Okay. So after discussing,
sir.
just
But
discussing if
okay, sir. The parabola is upwards, but they are saying the value of a is less than 0.
okay, I'll go through that. I'll just check it. Can't
Okay,
be
sir.
possible that if A is positive, that means we'll go. Okay, I'll check that question.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So till now, this is clear, right? A is positive. That doesn't mean y can't be negative. Y can be negative if you have a plot like this. Okay, for some values of x, y can be negative, right? For this all values, y is negative. If you have an equation something like this, x square plus bx plus c greater than 0. This means what? Can somebody tell me if you have an equation like this, x square plus bx plus c is greater than 0. Okay. You can, okay, so tell me that can y be negative for this equation?
No.
It
No,
can't be.
sir, it will always be
No,
above
sir.
the
Yeah,
x-axis.
because this function itself is greater than, like it's always positive. This is what I told, like this is y and y is always positive. Okay, for this function, it must be like this. Okay, always it will be y will be always greater than 0. So, okay, I have a equation
Why the equation of that, sir?
x square
Y
plus
is
bx.
equal to
What?
the equation for that is y is equal to a bracket x plus 2 and bracket complete b minus
X plus 2
and bracket complete and bracket b minus x.
v minus x.
Yes, sir.
So here a is
B minus
negative,
x.
na? A is already negative, right? In this equation. If you multiply x with minus x, you'll be getting something minus x square.
Right, sir. Got it.
Okay. So I was just asking you, if you have ax squared plus bx plus c greater than 0, can this equation, how many root this equation has?
Two distinct roots.
Two roots.
Real.
Roots.
No, I'm
Imaginary.
asking you ax square plus bx plus c greater than 0. This is the equation. How many roots this equation has?
Two roots. Two roots.
Okay. How many of you are saying two roots?
Two imaginary
So
roots.
it has no roots.
Yeah, it
No
has no
real
roots.
roots.
It has zero real roots. Okay, two imaginary roots you can say, but
Yeah, because
why?
it's not cutting the x-axis at any point.
And why this function doesn't have any root?
Because it's not cutting the x-axis at any point.
Correct. So for any equation to have any root, it should cut the value of this x-axis, right? This equation x square plus bx plus c is always positive. That means y is always positive. So it is not cutting the x-axis at any places, right? Correct. So that's why this equation doesn't have any root. Okay. I guess this is what there in the week 3, and the only other stuff is how to solve the quadratic equation. So those are like not that difficult how to solve quadratic equation. There are 2-3 methods. Okay, the best one is you can directly in the exam, nobody is asking you to calculate with the method of like squaring or whichever you find it like simple, you can just calculate. Okay, minus 4ac by 2a. Just use the method. Okay, you'll be able to calculate. But for sometimes you can see that from like just by seeing you'll be able to say the root of the equation. Okay, but for some method, like for some difficult problem, you can just directly this wherever you are not able to see. Okay, just use this equation. You'll be able to calculate the quadratic equation. Okay. So I guess there is nothing.
Sir, for finding the vertex, we have to only do that. We have to find axis of symmetry and axis of symmetry. Then we will put the axis of symmetry in y in the equation.
See, axis of symmetry is what this one, right? If you have a parabola that is going upward, this is the axis of symmetry, correct?
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
So see, that also depend like, okay, so for most of the cases, what will happen if you have this, that if you have this type of parabola, that means you will be having, most probably you will be having some x equals to constant, right? If you'll put the value of x equals to constant here, you can get the value of y,
Yes, sir.
right? Or the good method is like whatever I told you, you can just calculate the slope, because at the slope at vertices, what will happen? At vertices, if you are calculating the tangent or the slope value should be equal to 0, right? From here also you are getting the same stuffs, right? Ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is the equation of the parabola or the quadratic equation you have. At vertices, let's for example, that is x and y. Okay? At vertices, the slope should be equal to 0. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because why? Because this straight line should be parallel to x-axis. If this is parallel to x-axis, that means the slope should be equals to 0. So if you calculate the slope for this function 2x plus b equals to 0, and for which value of x this equation is satisfying, so x equals to minus b by 2a, and from here also you were getting x equals to minus b by 2a, right? And if you will put the value of x, you can get the value of y, because this point is the intersection of axis of symmetry plus this curve, right? And this is also the intersection of what? The axis of symmetry and the perpendicular line, like that is passing through the vertices, right? So this is how, if you're like any Like if you can calculate by that method, this method, you can say, right? This
Yes,
method,
sir.
why I'm telling you the good, because again, if you have the equation, you need to pick out what is the value of b and what is the value of 2a, something like that. But if you have something, if you are direct the equation like 4x squared plus 5, so anything, you can direct differentiate it, equate it to 0, right? And directly you will get the value of x. And then you can put the value of x there to get the value of y. Isn't it simple? Like this is the simple approach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this we are done with that, and then okay, so we'll start taking the questions now. So we'll start with 3.1, right? So I'll start with 3.1 and then we'll go to the end of all the activity question, then we'll move to the practice questions, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's do that. But shall I start with the practice one? Because practice one we were facing the issue, more issues.
With activities.
Sir,
Practice one, right?
Practice.
and the tutorial videos also, there are so many confusions
Sir, can
in
you
questions.
start from activities, sir, please?
Okay, so I'll start with the practice, because in the practice many of you are having the problem. So how many of you have solved the practice, first of all, because many of you would not have solved it itself. So how many of you have solved that? Can you raise your hand? So 6-7 people has only solved. So 7, 8. Okay. So yeah.
Tomorrow you can.
Okay, so I'll start with the activity then.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go to the practice also today, or maybe day after tomorrow, or tomorrow. I'm not sure there's a session or not, but we'll do the activity today, practice also today, and maybe in the upcoming session, whoever is not solved can ask it out there. Okay, let's start with the today's. Let's start with the activity question. So this is the first one, 3.1. Anybody has any doubt in 3.1? You can just ask me the
question.
first question.
Third one, sir.
Okay, third one. So first and second, you don't have any issue. Third one. Okay, so the third one is for the function. I told you if a function is something like y equals to x square plus 10x plus 1, determine whether y has a minima or maxima. Tell me if some equation is going upward, right? Because a is positive. If a function is going like this, right? What can be
Then
this value?
minimum value.
Y is
Minimum.
minimum always,
value.
right? Y will be minimum, right? Because for any value, if you move here or there, if you are taking any value of x, the y will increase, right? At the vertices only, the y is minimum. That's why y should be minimum, correct? Okay. So minimum, there is only one option, that is B. You don't have to care about minus 24, but that also you can calculate. How will you calculate that? If you have equation y equals to x square plus, what is that? 10 or what?
10x
10x.
plus 1.
10x plus 1,
1.
right? Okay, so you have to calculate what I told you to do that. Calculate the slope. What is that? 2x plus 10 equals to 0, because this straight line has the slope equals to 0, right? I calculated the slope. I will get it to 0. X equals to, for what values? At what value of x that the slope is 0? Minus 5.
-5.
I'll put the value of minus 5 here. Okay, and one more thing. Okay, so that like you have not read, but whenever you have like getting confusion, you can, but this many of you have not studied yet. So if you have any equation like quadratic equation, you have x square plus 10x plus 1, and you are not aware what should be, whether this function will maximize the value of y or minimize. So what you can do is y dash you have calculated 2x plus 10. What you can do is you can differentiate it again, double tax. And if you are getting some positive number, that means the minimum will be there. And if you are getting some negative number, that means some maximum.
Maximum.
Okay. So
First
here
and
what
second
I'm getting 2.
derivative.
So that is positive. That is positive means y should be minimum, right? This is the one method that you can approach. But this method you have not read, but I'll just skip this. Like if somebody has understood, that is fine. If not, you can try to do that. But the other method also we have to go like directly you can see A is positive or A is negative. Just plot it in your hand, like just plot with your head, with the help of your hand, and then can decide. Okay, if you have this, you can directly say this is a plot. That means y should be minima. Okay, and the other method also I told you, just calculate the slope at this vertices. The slope should be equals to 0. That means x equals to -5. The other value also you can calculate here. Okay, if you'll put the value of -5 here, -5 ka whole square plus 10 into -5 plus 1. That is what? 25 minus 50 plus 1. That is what? 24. Minus 24 is the minimum value. Correct?
Correct.
You
Yes.
able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah. So the both the method you have known, right? So I'll just repeat it again. Whenever you have an equation x square plus bx plus c, if you are getting confused, see that a is positive, that means y is what? Y will be getting some minimum, right? Because the plot is something like this. Okay, and if a is negative, y will be getting something maximum. Okay, if you are not able to see through this, like you are getting confused, then what you can do is the other method is calculate y dash. And this is not taught, I'm just telling this is the extra part. Okay. If somebody is from the math background, you'll be able to understand. If you are not able to understand, you can just use this method. Okay, the other method is calculate y dash 2ax plus b. Calculate y double dash x. If 2a is positive, that means y minimum. And if you are getting 2a less than 0, that means y maximum. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Shall we
Yes, sir.
move
Yes, sir.
further?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's move further.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir, the 2a x plus b is the form of slope of the formula, sir. Slope formula.
what x and
2a x plus b, sir, you thought, na, sir, just you wrote, na, 2a x
this is
plus
what
b.
no. So this is the slope of the straight line only. The slope.
Right, na, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Slope
So
of
whenever
this,
you calculate the differentiation, mostly you are doing what? You are calculating the slope only, right? At any point in the future also, if you'll see any trajectories there, you have to calculate the tangent at this point. You'll do the
yes, sir.
differentiation, put the value of x. Okay, we have this type of plot. So at this point, I'm calculating the tangent, and this tangent I'm already aware of that this tangent is parallel to x-axis. That's why I'm equating slope is equals to 0 to get the value of x. Okay, and the formula also tells the same thing. You'll get the vertices as x equals to minus b by 2a. And from here also we are getting the same. Equate it to 0, get the value of x equals to minus b by 2a. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's
Sir,
move
sir, if the second derivative will be positive, then it will give the minimum value, no?
Yeah, it will give you minima, and if the
Yeah.
second derivative is negative, it will be like like opposite one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second
Okay.
derivative.
So let's move to the other one. So any question in 3.1? Shall I move to 3.2?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Yeah, tell me the first question. Anybody has any doubt in this?
No, sir. B minus b
Can
by
we
2a.
solve it, please?
Okay. So I'll solve you. This is a question. Okay. The curve on the surface of banana is given in the figure. Okay. And can be described using an equation. So this equation is simply an equation that is going up, like the parabola that is going upward, right? X square plus 2x, because here 1 is positive. A is positive. A equals to 1, that is positive. Yeah. Okay. So an ant that is shown like this is an ant and it's walking from one end from the other end. What will be the value of x coordinate of the ant's location once it reaches the vertices? So if it reaches, so you just have to calculate the vertices. How will you calculate that? I told you.
minus b by 2.
Minus b by 2a.
Okay, so leave that. I told you the method. How will you calculate with that method?
Differentiate.
X square plus 2x plus 4. You have already the method, right? You have
Differentiate and
taken
equate to
x
0.
equals to minus b by 2a. You can calculate from there. What's the value of b here?
2.
2 upon 2. So you are getting minus 1. Okay, now do that.
Yes, sir.
You have this
2x
function y. Calculate y dash equals to
2x
2x
plus
plus
2.
2. Equated to 0.
Zero.
What will be the value of x?
Minus
Minus 1.
1.
minus 1.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
go. So this is clear, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any other question from this 3.2?
No.
Third one. Okay, so the third one is represent the following problem in the form of equation. You have to just write in the form of equation. A medicine manufacturer produces Y number of vaccine every day. Okay, so Y number of vaccine it is producing every day. The manufacturing cost of each vaccine is 10 plus number of vaccine manufactured on that day.
100 plus,
So
sir.
10 plus,
100
sorry,
plus.
100 plus
100
Y. So now on a particular day, the total manufacturing cost is 10,000. Okay. So how many vaccines
Sir,
are
yes,
getting
sir.
produced each
Can you
day?
please tell the trick to do this type of word problems?
Okay, trick,
It
there
was
is
written.
no trick. Like you just have to write from the starting. Like read the first line and do like, so here it was like what it was like the first line it was nothing.
Y.
Okay, the second line, the medicine manufacturer produces Y number of vaccine. Okay, just write it Y here. Correct? Do not do anything.
sir.
You can just write it like this also. Y is number of vaccine
Vaccine produced on a day.
produced per day. Correct? And then what is that? Then the manufacturing cost of each vaccine is what? Cost of
Number of
vaccine.
vaccine.
Cost of each vaccine is what?
100 plus number of
100
Y
vaccines
plus 100.
producing
Y.
Y.
Right? And now it is telling you, it's like on a particular day, the total manufacturing cost. So manufacturing cost would be what? Whatever the number of vaccine manufactured multiplied with the
Into
cost, right? So you have to multiply Y into 100 plus Y. And that should be equals to what?
10,000.
10,000, 10K. And this should be the equation. Correct?
Right, sir.
Yeah.
Y
Yes.
square
And
plus 100 Y.
you should be expecting some questions like this, some bigger question. The problem, the solution would be very small, one liner, but you can expect some problem that will be in some paragraph, 5-6 lines. So those questions are generally given in the exam just to see how like patiently you are able to read the problem. Okay, whenever you are having a bigger question, that means you should be like imagining in your mind like this is the simplest question. Okay, so be like you are getting some bigger question, that means that is a simple question. The solution will be pretty simple. Every time you can see that whenever the questions in the 4, 5, 6 line, the solution would be in the one line itself. Like the solution will be of one line. But the problem, what happens in the exam, you'll not be able to read it like nicely, because whenever you'll be reading the second line, you'll be forgetting the first line. You'll be reading, whenever you'll read the fourth line, you'll forget the first, second line itself. So this is what happened whenever you have a bigger question, like the paragraph type of question. Okay, and this happens with everyone. So you just have to write it. If you are reading one line or two lines, just write it whatever is given. Okay, and then try to solve that, like the way we did.
And we should have to
Yes.
write it in the form of Y only, na, sir. To make,
Here it is given in the form of Y, so you should be writing. Okay, and there won't be any options like x square plus 100y equals to 10. So there won't be anything like that. Like the variable, they can't change the variable and put the same equation. Okay, so this is not the possibility. Any question from like 4, 5, anything?
No, sir.
Different
So that
questions. Like just
Which
a
one?
brief.
fifth.
Sir, fifth question.
Okay. So
Ananya runs,
see, Ananya runs a shop selling book. Okay, so this is like some store, and the profits he makes from her shop is equals to what? This one, 100 plus 40u minus 2a square. So you can just imagine your head, that you can just imagine the plot of this quadratic equation. How will it be? It will be going downward, right? Downward parabola, correct? Because you have minus 2a square, 2y square. So she has to maximize the profit, and this profit equation is this one, correct? So find the value of
yes,
u in order to maximize. So when can be the value be maximum? If you have a plot like this, if you have a plot like this, when can be the value of y will be maximum? Tell me.
At vertex
A is less
x
than
At this
equals
0.
to
vertices
minus
itself,
b by
right?
2.
If you'll go anywhere, the y value will decrease, start decreasing. So at this point, only at the vertices of this plot itself, the value will be maximum, right? So you just have to calculate the vertices. So the value of the vertices will give you the point at which the C is getting the maximum, and the y value will tell you the maximum profit. Okay, got it? Or should I solve this? Did you get the idea? You have to calculate the vertices. You can do again with the same approach. I told you, this is what the equation. Can somebody tell me? 100 minus
40u minus 2u square.
100 minus 40u minus
2u
u square.
square. 2
Okay,
2u.
2u square, correct? And this it will be equals to 0, right?
Sir,
How
it
can
is
you do
plus
that? You have
40.
to calculate the value
Sir,
of
it is
this
plus 40.
vertices. What?
plus 40
100 plus 40
u.
Okay, plus 40. What can you do that? You can just differentiate this equation. Y is there? Calculate the slope. 40
40
minus
minus
4u
4u.
equals to 0. U is what? 10.
10.
Correct? And if you'll put the value of 10 here, you can get the value of maximum profit. Right? And with the double differentiation also, you can calculate 40 minus 4u. Okay,
Minus
this is
4.
the first differentiation. Double differentiation is y double dash equals to minus 4. That means whenever you are getting negative value, that means it's this function will maximize, right? This is what it's asking also in the question. Correct? And if you are not able to understand this, see here a is equals to what? A is negative. That means the parabola will go like this. Okay, just you have to calculate the vertices. Vertices you can calculate minus b by 2a, or you can calculate by this method. Any method is fine. Just have to calculate the value of u. Okay, you calculate the u, put the value of u in this equation, you'll get the value of yu. Right? Any problem till now? Anyone? If you have any doubt, you can
Second
just
question
ask.
can you solve, sir?
Which one?
Second question. Activity 3.2.
Okay, second one. So Dev and Ananya bought 20 toys together. Okay, so let the number of toys. So for Dev, let's for example for Dev it is x1 and for Ananya it is x2, and both has bought 20, right? So just start writing all the equation wherever you are getting some bigger question, you can just start the convert this English language into a mathematical form. From this 20 toys, Dev lost 3. Okay, so now what's the number Dev has? This was the Dev's number. So x1 minus 3 is left with x1 minus 3. And Ananya lost 4. So x2 minus 4, correct? And now it is the product of the current number of toys is 72. So the product is what? This multiplied with this equals to 42. Now what is that? Can you form an equation for Dev to find how many? Okay, he was necessarily. So what you can do is you can just write it like this. This is for Dev and this is for Ananya. So Dev is, if you have to calculate in the form of Dev, you can write it like this. Dev equals to 20 minus Ananya. Ananya is what? X2. You can just replace X2 with X1. If you will replace it, you'll get the value in the form of one variable X. You can just write it. Did you get the idea?
Yes, sir, I got the answer. I understood.
Yeah.
Sir,
So yeah.
sir, for week 1 and week 2, will there be any mock test?
It is, I think,
There
provided.
will be a mock
No,
test, but it will be combined like week 1, 2, 3, 4. It won't be for like in statistic, maybe they would have released for week 1 and 2, but here in maths you'll be getting for week 1, 2, 3, 4 combined.
Sir, I couldn't find it. That's why I was asking.
No, it will be released after week 4.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So okay, I'll move to week 3.3. Okay, tell me wherever you have a doubt. 3.3. Just is there any doubt here? Calculate the slope. You can calculate that, right? Calculate the
No,
slope. Just
no, sir.
differentiate
This
it.
one easy only. We can do.
Correct? Okay, let's
Sir.
move to 3.4. Any, just tell me. 3.4. Any?
First one, sir.
Okay, first one. What's the issue in the first one? A stone is thrown with an initial speed of something, right?
Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
these type of questions are confusing so much, sir, because we should have to apply some.
This question may be confusing for some people. Yeah, so I'll just try to explain you. A stone is thrown with an initial speed. Okay, so a stone is been thrown from here. Okay, and the height of the stone's trajectory above is given like this. Okay, so the height is given. So see, at this point, the ground, like the value of h is 0, right, when it started. But as the stone, the thrown stone will move upward, it will follow a trajectory of a parabola going downward. Okay, so we can see that the parabola is going downward because see here the my a is what, -5, right? So this is the equation of a parabola, correct, where u is some constant value, it will come here, but u here is given just a u. You have to calculate, I guess, the value of u. Okay, so you have to calculate the initial value. So you have been given this. If the highest point in air that the stone can reach is 5 meter above the ground, and this is 5 meter. So what else you can do is, what can you do here? Tell me, can you tell me some approach how to solve this? You have the initial point you have. So this equation, see, normally what happens, you have a equation.
Sir,
Okay,
can I?
not be, so y equals to something has been here, -5
-5
x
t square
square. Is that,
plus
what is
half
that?
plus
Plus
half
half
ut square.
ux you have, right?
Yeah.
And you have been given this length. So you have been given this length as 5. So whenever you will put the value of y, so you have to calculate u basically, and just think like this equation. This equation is y equals to -5 x square plus half ux, correct? And you have been given the value, you have been given for one equation, for one value of y, you have been given 5 equals to -5 plus half ux. Is it repeating? My voice is getting repeated.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
two people are unmuted.
Okay, so uh, you whoever you can just mute. Everyone can mute yourself. Is it repeating again?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now you have got one equation, right? How will you approach for this question? Just tell me.
Slope
See,
and equal
The
We
to
can
coordinate,
0.
differentiate
We
it
will
to get
find
the
vertices you
value
know,
of
right?
so the y coordinate of the vertices could be d by 4a, and which is equal to 5.
Okay.
So
So
we can
d
use
by,
that thing.
you can use that. Okay. So no. So we don't have to use any formula. How will you go without using the formula?
Sir, we can differentiate it to get the value of
Differentiate and we can equate the slope to 0.
Yeah, because at this point again, if you calculate the slope at this vertices, I told you, the slope would be parallel to x-axis. If the slope is parallel to x-axis, that means the slope will be what? Equals to 0.
0.
Right? So if you do the differentiation, what you are getting? -10x
-10x plus half u.
plus half
U.
u equals to 0. So you are getting
Yes.
something, right, in the form of u and x. If you'll put the value, what you are getting? U by 2 equals to 10x.
20 u equal to 20x.
U equals to 20x you are getting,
Now we
correct?
got minus 10 here.
We can do instead like finding maximum. How did you get minus 10?
Where minus 10?
So minus 10, 10x plus half u. From where did we get minus 10?
This is the slope. This is the slope. How do you calculate the slope? See, if you have a parabola like this, so at this point, if you are calculating the slope will be parallel to x-axis, correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so if you are calculating the slope, you are generally, how do you calculate the slope? You calculate the differentiation at that point, or with the formula that whatever you have. Okay, you can calculate this. Okay, generally you calculate the slope. You just differentiate this equation. If
Sir,
you are
I'm not aware of differentiation method. Could you please explain with the formula?
Okay, so you are not aware of the differentiation method.
No, sir.
Okay, so how do you calculate the slope at any point?
2ax
plus b.
How do you calculate?
y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1.
No. For okay, that
This
you
is
are.
for
This is fine. Not this one. I'm asking if for any trajectory, for any parabola.
2ax plus b.
2x
You do
plus
something,
b.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you calculate that?
2x plus b.
2ax
Plus b.
right? And how do you get this?
By differentiating
y equals to
ax square.
ax square plus bx plus c. So if you are differentiating, you are getting 2ax plus b. This is the slope, correct? This is the slope, the formula of the slope that you have read.
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, so I did the same stuff. Whether you use the formula, you can use the formula directly, or you can differentiate it. You will get the value, same value, correct?
Thank you. Got it, sir.
Okay, you got the value of u equals to 20x, right? And how do you approach from here? How will you approach from here if you have got the value of u?
You put value of u, then quadratic equation.
We'll put the value and derive x now.
If you are putting the value of x, you have already the value, right? You have
But
value.
we have to find u, no, sir. Then we will put x equals to u by 20.
Okay, so u equals to 20x you have. You have got right from the slope.
Yes, sir, right.
Correct. And now you already have this equation. The height is equals to what? What was the equation?
X
minus 5p square.
Minus 5. Okay, I'm taking x square.
X square plus 1 by 2.
Plus 1 by
ux.
ux. Correct. So we have the height equals to 5, right? Minus 5 x square plus half you can write it like this, right? 20x into x. Correct. Can we write like this?
Correct, sir. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Because u equals to 20x, you already are aware of that. So now you can do it like this. 5 equals to is how much you are getting? 5x square. X equals to what you are getting? Plus minus
1.
What? And x is time, so x can't be negative. So x is equals to plus 1. What else you have to calculate now?
U.
Okay, so you can calculate right from here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you get the idea? Any confusion? You can just ask me. I can repeat it again.
Sir, can you please switch to the previous slide?
Okay.
So, sir, you have below, sir, below. Okay, so we have got here 5 is equal to 5x square, but here we are getting 10x now, sir, after this deduction.
We are getting 10x square.
10x square, yes.
Minus 5x square.
Acha, okay, 5x. Then we are getting 5x square. Okay, okay, understood. Fine, fine.
Sir, if we then here we can also put the value of x as u by 20,
U
then
by 20.
it will come directly. The answer will come directly.
This U by 20 came, sir. This itself is not answer, na, sir. We should have to go further calculation.
What? U by 20?
Sir, if we will put x is equal to u by 20, then the answer will come 20. Sir, the answer is not plus 1 or minus 1.
Yeah. So, I told you you are getting x equals to 1. And then you have to, whatever you have to calculate, if you have to calculate u, then 20 into 1 should be the answer.
Time can't be negative. It's t.
Yeah, that's why I'm
X.
not taking minus 1, no? Okay, tell me the confusion that you are having.
No, sir.
Then
What they are
that is,
saying
sir, I am telling that you can also put the x is equal to u by 20, then the answer will come directly. The alternative option.
You can do it that way also.
Sir, we can go by vertex formula also.
You can do it by?
So using
vertex formula.
formula, the answer comes directly.
If we go through vertex formula, sir, the highest point is the vertex. And
that also you can use. Yeah, you can use that
x
also.
coordinate. Yes.
Correct. You can use, you have the x coordinate.
Yes, sir.
B by 2a, you can just put the value of
minus 1 by 2 u upon 2.
And if you are putting, you will get the maximum value, and that directly you can equate it.
That will be put in t, sir.
You can do that also. So whichever, like, I just went through, like, if I don't, like, somebody doesn't know any formula, so you can just go by this way. Okay. And you should not be remembering formula for.
Can you explain the last method again?
What? Can you repeat that?
The vertex would be minus b by 2a, not only b by 2a, I suppose.
Yeah. Should be minus b by 2.
Okay.
Sir, same concept is there. One question is in practice assignments. Can you?
Okay. So can I go directly to the practice assignment, or is there any doubt in the activity?
Concept is same, but I'm not finding the answer.
Okay. So question number, just tell me. So
Sir,
I was just going in like
consecutive. Question 3.
3 number 3. Okay, so this is x minus 1 ka whole square, right? So you have like only one root, that is 1, and that is repeated root. See, if you have something like this, x minus 1 ka whole square equals to 0, that means what? You have x equals to 1 and 1, right? You have x equals to 1 as a one root, but that is a repetitive root. You have x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals to 0. That means x minus 1 ka whole square equals to 1. Sorry, 0. Okay, so the root is what? X equals to 1, but that is repeated because x square, no? So you should be having 2 root, right? And that is repetitive, like you have x equals to 1 as a repeated root. Got the point? Whoever was asking?
3.7, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
3.7, sir.
Okay. So let's move to 3.7. So 3.5, you don't have
Sir,
any issue.
I have 3. Sir, I have in 3.5.
Okay, tell me which question?
Sir, in 3.5, question number 1.
Question number 1 and question number 2.
Okay, so you
Question
have to
number 1,
calculate.
3, and 4, sir.
Okay, I'll just go through each question. Okay. So the slope of the line which passes through the vertices. You can calculate the vertices. There will be 1 point.
Right, sir. Sir, it is giving -5. So how will be? It will be positive 5, sir. We should take the symmetric conversion. This first one only, sir. First one is.
Okay, so tell me the equation y equals to x square plus 10x
minus
5. Plus
5.
10x minus 5.
Okay, so what is the slope at
2x
some point
plus
x?
10.
Correct. Now what is asked there? The slope of a line which passes through the vertices and the y-intercept of the quadratic equation is the slope of a line which passes through the vertices Okay, so that should pass
This is
through a
when which need
vertices
to
and the y-intercept of the quadratic equation. Okay, got it, got it. Okay, so what can be the y-intercept? Y-intercept is what?
minus
What is
5.
y-intercept?
-5.
Okay, I'm just asking what is, if any trajectory is there, how will you calculate the y-intercept? At
Where x
See
is
x
while
equal to
putting
0.
This value of
x
t is
into zero,
y-intercept.
sir.
At y-intercept, x is what?
0.
Zero.
Correct, x is 0, right? So y-intercept is what?
Yes.
-5. So you got 1 point, right? 1 point is 0, comma -5.
Minus
You have to
5.
find the other point. Other point is the vertices. How will you calculate the vertices? Equals to
Minus 3 by
0.
2.
X equals to -5. Put the value of -5 here. So, or you use the formula. So what is the formula? You are getting how much? -5. And
-5
what is the
to
y? If you're putting here -5, the whole square, -50, -5. So how much you are getting? -30. So you have x1, y1, this one, and x2, y2, this one. Calculate the slope. How will you calculate the slope? Equals to y2 minus
y2 minus y1
y1,
divided by
x2
x2
minus
minus
x1.
x1.
And how will you do that? Just write it down. -5 minus the
Plus
-30 upon 0 minus -5. So how much you are getting? -5
Plus
plus
30
30 by 5
divided by 5.
equals to 5.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's come to the second question. Second question, you have doubt, or shall I move to the third one?
So I have third one. Third and fourth.
Third one doubts.
Okay, so choose the correct statement with respect to the sensitivity of the problem. Okay, so what is sensitivity?
Width
I
of
don't know
the
what sensitivity.
size.
Huh?
Width, the size of the parabola, sir. Become
Okay.
if it is
If you are saying that is like that equation is sensitive, that means if you are putting a value, if you are changing the value of x a little bit, y is getting changed of, like there is a very large change in y. Okay, so that is like more sensitive.
yesterday you shown with that demo that there is a one graph app NASA you shown in that it was very clear.
Okay, yeah. So that also, or maybe you see sensitive is means a little bit change in x, like x I'm shifting from 1 to 2, 1.1. Y is getting changed from 2 to some 10. So this is more sensitive, or I'm changing x equals to 1 to 1.5 and y is getting changed to 2 to 2.2. So which is more sensitive? If I'm changing a little bit of value of
The first one.
the value of x,
First one.
the y is getting changed a fast, like a large.
First one.
Correct? So this is more sensitive. So whenever you are changing the where there is a slight changes in x impact a large change in y is highly sensitive. You already know, like many other times people also say like it's like very sensitive. That means like a little bit change can make y a very large change. Okay.
So can we say that whichever has more slope is more sensitive?
Yeah, correct. You can say that.
Okay.
Yeah. And why is that? Because if some plot is there, right? If you have some plot, straight line itself, let's for example, this is a 45 degree. And if you have some line at 60 degree, if you are changing the value of x a little bit here, like from here to here, the y is getting this much, right? This is the y. If I'm changing y like this is the y according to this straight line, where the slope is 1, tan theta equals to 1. Here the slope is what? √3, right? The slope is more than this one. So for this slight changes, delta x, there is a high change, right? There is a very large change in y2, this slope. So whenever slope is large, the sensitivity is directly proportional to the slope. Correct? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can check it with the value now.
Sir, can you solve second question, activity 3.5?
Okay, so identify the point at which the slope of the equation is 10. So what is the slope of the equation?
And
Can you
if you
tell me?
put the 4, we will get the
Calculate the
10.
slope at any point.
Differentiate it, sir.
Correct, differentiate. What is the equation here? Y equals to
2x plus b.
Plus 2x.
2x square plus
2x.
4x.
X
Sorry.
square plus 2x minus 5.
X square plus 2x minus 10. So your equation of the slope is 2x plus 2. And that is equals to 10. This is what it's asking, right? The slope is 10.
X square plus 2x minus 5.
Okay, minus 5. But that won't change anything. 2x equals to 8. X equals to 4. Right? Correct?
Yes, sir. Got it.
And you can calculate the value of y also. So, right. So let's move to the other question. This is clear, right? Now let's move. Yeah. So the sensitivity you can calculate, right? So you can, from the image itself, you can see that 10x square and point. So if you will change the value of x in the second equation, the y will change very less. But in the first equation, you can see that 10x square, this multiplied with 10, the slope itself is very large. So this will be having a very large impact in the value of y. So that's why the first equation is correct. Second is also correct because it's a list one. And then the third is not correct and the fourth is also not correct. Yeah, let's move to the fourth one. So, okay, so this question, how many of you have a problem?
Sir, can you explain this one?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so
Sir,
let's,
in the question, I'm getting the answer wrong actually.
what is the answer you are getting?
40 feet is the maximum height I'm getting, and the
Okay, let's try to do
height
that.
for the player is something else.
Okay, so we'll try to solve this. A footballer plays
Same approach.
same approach will do.
Differentiate, then equal to minus 0.
Correct. Same approach. Same thing you will do and you'll be getting the same answer. Like not same answer, but you'll get the correct answer. So you have a footballer player kicks a football from a ground. The path of the football can be modeled like this. Okay, and this is also the similar. So you will be getting the similar plot. And what is that plot? Y equals
Minus
to
1 minus 1 upon 125 x square.
x square. What is the plus 2? Plus 20. Sorry. So this is what you'll be getting something like this. Correct? A is negative. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This is a football. The football is going like this, something like this. And then somebody came and then hit the ball, I guess. Right? This model like this. The height of the football above the ground. And h is the, okay, so the path can be modeled by the function h, where x is the horizontal distance and h is the height. When both are measured in some feet, another player jump and take header where the slope, okay, so here this is much simpler than that one. You already have the slope value. Is equals to what? 0.64. So what is the slope of this function?
Minus also,
Right?
minus 0.
Minus 1, 2, 5 into 2x. Correct? This equated to 0.64. What's the value
Minus
of x you will get?
0.64.
It is minus 0.6.
Okay, minus 0.64. Okay, so this will get cancelled. So you'll get the value of x. What is the value of x you'll get? 0.64 multiplied with 125 upon 2.
That will be 40, sir.
You'll get something like 1000 into 100, and then you can multiply it like 8, right? 8 you'll get, and then you can do it like this 8. You're getting 4, so you'll get some 40 value x equals to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what you have to calculate?
Sir, that's the maximum height, right?
You have to calculate what? Let me check it.
We have to calculate the maximum height reached
Okay,
by the
so
player
at
head
that
to take.
point, so you have to calculate the maximum height reached by the player's head to take the header. Okay, so at that point, at the slope point,
Sir, we have to calculate by the ball also.
See, you have to calculate at the where he hit the ball, right? Where he hit the ball. So calculate, you have that x coordinate. Calculate the y coordinate. What would be the y coordinate? Calculate, can somebody calculate that?
7.5 plus
We'll put the value of x in y equation.
You can put the value here.
In the equation.
So you'll get something
minus 12.8 plus 20.
7.2.
Minus 12.8 plus
20, sir.
Okay, so you'll get something 7.2.
Yes.
Okay. What else you have to calculate in this equation? So the first equation itself is correct. The maximum height reached by the player's head, and the maximum height achieved by the ball, that you have to calculate the equation from the equation. So this you have calculated. The first one is correct. The second one you can calculate, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you calculate the second one?
Can you please check the second one also?
Y coordinate of vertex.
Here you have to calculate the vertices. Vertices ka y coordinate you have to calculate. You don't have to calculate the vertices of the. See here what we did. So somebody has hit the point at some point. Okay, so some parabola was there. He hit at some point, right? So at this point you calculated x and y, but now we have to calculate for this point. For this point, what is the vertices?
X is 0.
X is equal to 0.
0. If
And
you are
y is 20.
between x equals to 0, y equals to
20.
y equals to 20. You got the answer, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I have more doubts. Can I?
Yeah, you can ask.
Sir, in activity 3.7, question number 1.
Okay, 3.7. This we've discussed, right? Okay, 3.7. Okay. 3.6. There is no. Okay, there is no activity question. Choose the correct standard form. So standard form, how do you choose that? How can you calculate? First one is the standard one. The other is not. Like the first one itself is the standard. Other one, I told you in the starting, how do you write the standard form of a quadratic equation? X square plus bx plus c, something like that. And this type of problem most probably won't come in the exam, because this type of problem somebody can claim that. Okay, so don't worry about that. So this type, the first type of problem, is very difficult to come in the exam. But mostly the answer would be 1. Check the answer.
So second question of 3.7.
Yes, sir, it's 1.
So the first, yeah. So I told you, right, the standard form is like x square plus bx plus c. You have to like just what you can write like this and then expand it. You'll get this one. But most probably this type of problem won't come in the exam. Like there is very less chance of coming this type of problem. Yeah. Second one, somebody has asked.
Sir.
Okay. So choose the correct option about A. So for this equation, A should be what? Tell me, what should be the value of
minus.
A should be negative for this equation, correct? For this equation, A should, whenever you have something,
it should be
upward, sir.
A should be greater than 0, correct? But here the equation is written like this: y equals to a x plus 2 b minus x. Okay, so you have this x with the coefficient minus. If it get multiplied x into x, you'll be having minus. So minus a is already, so here it should be negative. Why? Because a is already multiplied with some negative value. Correct? So if
Parabola
A
is
is
upward, na, sir?
positive,
So you can
minus A should be what? Negative, right?
Sir, but
Yeah.
the
But
parabola is
parabola
upward,
is
no? Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Okay. If you have this type of equation, okay, and the equation I told you, this is a 2x squared. Let's, for example, this can't be also, but 5x plus some 10. And this is just an example I'm telling you. Okay, and I just wrote like this, minus 2, okay, and then minus x squared. Can I write like this?
yes,
Here
sir.
A is what? Negative, correct? This is what they have done. A is taken the, like, some negative they have taken common, and inside it is negative. You can see that x into minus x. That means what? Minus x is here. So if this minus will get multiplied, so it will be x square. Correct? Is it correct? See, I'll tell you again.
Yes, sir.
You have a parabola something like this, but for this A should be positive, but minus A should be negative, right? You are not getting my point. Y equals to A, and then we have 2 minus x, or x plus b, something like that is there, right? If you'll multiply x into x, here you'll be getting something minus x square, correct? Into A. But for
So,
this type of
sir,
parabola,
are you saying that the one minus symbol is for x square and one minus symbol is for a?
for this equation, okay, tell me the equation first. Y equals to A multiply with
x plus 2
x plus 2
b minus x.
b minus x. Just expand this. You'll be getting minus x square, correct?
Yes.
And then if you'll expand, you'll be getting bx plus
2b
plus
minus
2b
2x.
minus 2x.
minus 2x, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We're getting. But here, for this type of parabola, your A should be, or some A, capital A should be positive, right?
That's right, sir.
But here
That's
it
right.
is coming what? Minus A x square. Okay?
Yeah.
So, but this minus A should be positive, right? For that, A should be negative, correct? If I'm putting some A minus 2, and then it will get multiplied with minus, then this will become positive, right? And this is what I need.
Okay. So
Okay,
to
sir.
change that
Minus
symbol,
into minus
A
plus.
should be
Okay.
less than 0, right? Okay.
Yeah,
No, sir.
correct.
So, yeah, minus into minus plus. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move to the other question. So this is clear, right? Any other question from this portion?
Here, sir, we should have
No,
to
sir.
minus 5 minus 2, sir, p of x. The answer is
Minus?
this p of x, sir. We should have to at the final. We should have to move the x to the minus 5 to the right side, na, sir, to make positive x value. We will
Okay,
get
third
x
question you
minus
are
5,
asking.
sir.
Third one, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So third
The
one you
value.
have, for this equation you have 5, 2. And for this equation,
Yes, sir.
minus 5.
And minus
No. Minus 5 minus 2. For this equation you have minus 5 minus 2. For this equation 5, 2. Okay, what's your doubt here?
This is this we should have to solve by the equation form, sir. That
factorization.
You can write it like this, 7x plus 10. You can write it like this, right? X square minus 2x minus 5x plus 10.
Yes, sir.
X you can take x minus 2 minus 5 x minus 5. Correct? Sorry, 2.
Yes, sir.
So x equals to 5 and x equals to 2. For the other problem, what is that? X square.
It is just opposite, sir. It is just plus, na, sir.
You can write it like this, x square minus 2x, sorry, plus 2x plus 5x plus 10 equals to 0. You can write it like this, x plus 2 plus 5x plus 2. So here you have x equals to minus 5 and x equals to minus 2. Anything else?
So the first question, can you explain again? So I lost network connection.
Okay, I just explain it again. First one. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the standard form, how do you write that standard form? You write it like this, right?
ax square plus bx plus
Plus bx plus c. So whatever the equation you have, x minus like a and b. Let's for example, c not a1 and a2 is the root. So how will you write that? X minus a1 into x minus a2. Just expand that. You'll get in the form of general equation. But this type of problem is very like rare to be asked in the exam. Okay, this is just for the sake of understanding. Okay, this is how generally you write the general equation, but there won't be any question. Most probably there won't be any problem in the final exam like this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, anything else from this one 3.5, or shall I move to the next part?
Next.
Okay. So this is the last one. No, 3.9 is also there. Okay.
Sir, in 3.8, I have question number 3.
Question number 3. Okay, what's the doubt? Which of the following are true if A is solved by completing square method? 3 should be added on both the side of the equation. Okay. So if you will add 3
Sir,
on
I have confusion in the fact whether the option 2 and option 3 are in accordance with the equation after we add the plus 3 both sides, or after or before that.
No, if you'll add 3 or if you'll not add, like the root will be same, right? If you are adding 3 on the both the side, that is not going to change the root of the equation, right? Let's for example, if you have
Sir, in completing square method, we have to only add b by 2 on both the sides.
x plus, if you have, let's for example, okay, I'll just come x plus 2 equals to 0 you have, right? So for this equation, what's the root? X equals to minus 2. If you are putting x equals to plus 2 equals to 2, that is not going to change the square, like the root of this equation. Here also 2 will get cancelled and you will be having x equals to minus 2.
In this, we took the square of 4, na, sir, for the 16.
What
Plus
we took?
3 and minus 3. In this question, sir, plus 3 and minus 3. The square of 4, sir.
Yeah,
So we cannot take the 3 values, sir. 3 3 is 9. We can add plus 4 and minus 4. It cannot be possible, sir.
What we can add?
We cannot take the square root of 3, sir. 3 3 is 9. It will be. We can
X equals to
add
minus 8x plus
Plus
30 equals to 0. Okay, how will you make for the 3? Tell me. You want to make it x minus 3 ka whole square, right? How will you make that?
Add and subtract 4.
add and subtract 4, sir.
Or 9.
Add and x square minus 8x plus 4, 17 equals to 4. How will you change that in the square form? 17 is not the square. What?
Add and subtract 9.
9, sir.
X square minus 8x plus, if you are adding 9, how much you are getting?
Sir, but in that case, if we add 9, what will we do with the 2? I mean, the middle term, sir. 8 minus 8.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Now you can't do that. Like x square minus 8x itself, 8x is there. You can't change in the form of some 3 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah,
You
that
have
is
to
the
change in
problem.
the form of some 4. Because see, this is what 2ab, and this 2ab to come 2ab, how can you like write in the form of, if you are writing 3 something like this, 3 into 2 into 2, then it will be like can't come 8, right? Did you get the idea? X square minus 8x plus 13, you can't change in the form of x minus 3 ka whole square, because here your 2ab will be what? 6x, right? Are you getting the point?
Yes, I was focusing only on that 13.
Oh, he was focusing only on the last term, sir. That is the problem.
What?
He was focusing only on the last term.
Okay. Okay, so that you can't do. If you have to make this as whole square, perfect square, right? You should be like the most important part is this one only. Even if you see this, okay, we can make 16 also, we can make 9. But if you are seeing 9, then it should be what? 6x. But if you are making 16, that should be 8x. So here, 8x, 16x is satisfying. So that's why it can be made in that form. Okay. And this type of problem also there is a like less chance of coming in the exam. So mostly you'll get some type like the problem.
Sir,
the
do we
practice
need
assignment.
to, sir, actually, will they ask in exams like, we have to use some specific methods to find the roots, or we can use what are the methods we are
No,
comfortable
yeah, you
with?
can use whatever the method you want to, because there is a very less chance that this type of problem will come. Practice assignment, graded assignment is the standard type of question that you'll be getting in the exam.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you can get some simpler question also, but like there won't be like you have to specifically calculate the quadratic equation by squaring method or some specific method. There won't be. It's not like you have to write the solution. You just have to get the answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sir.
Okay. So most of the question will be MCQ, NAT or MSQ. Most of like all the question will be MCQ, MSQ or NAT. So there will be a weightage of NAT, there will be a weightage of MSQ, and there will be a weightage of MCQ. There won't be any question where you have to write.
How many questions is there in a
Sir,
specific
will the
question?
question
Like how many question will come?
Okay, so after seeing the mock, there will like that will be similar to mock, and in the final revision session, I'll tell you, okay, how many questions will be there and what's the weightage of each week. Mostly it will be same, but the number of questions, everything. After once I'll go through the questions, okay, then only I'll be able to say you the number. Mostly the number of questions is like 12 to 16, okay, but I'll tell you the exact number after going through the mock and then the final exam. Okay, so in the revision session, we'll discuss the important topics
The
also.
second question, sir, AQ3 3.2.
Okay.
Yes, is the mocks uploaded?
The mock will be uploaded after the week 4 will get content.
After week 4, yeah. Yes, sir.
So
But sir, we got a message
Sir,
that
will the question
on
pattern and the
23
questions will
the
be
mocks
same
will
for?
be uploaded.
The pattern will be similar, not the same question will come, but the pattern will be similar.
No, sir. What I mean to ask is whether the question pattern will be same for the qualifier as well as the foundation students, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Most of the question will be similar.
Okay.
Sir,
AQ3
3.9, I have question number 2 and question number 4.
Okay, question number.
Sir, also activity 3.8 question 2, sir. Can you solve that first, please?
Yes, sir.
So 3.8 question number. Okay, you should have question number 2.
Yes.
So it's like choose the correct options regarding equation. Okay, so can you make it in the perfect square?
Yes.
To make the perfect square, what you have to do? You have to do minus, like you can make it in the form of 36 only, right? 36 or the next perfect square is what? After 36, 49. Can you make it in the form of 49? No, because here it should be 14x. You can make it in the form of 6x only. But here it is 37. What will you do with that one? So you can't do it with the help of square method. See, did you get or should I write it? X square minus 12x plus 37 equals to 0.
You can subtract one time, sir, and then.
Okay, you can do it subtract. Okay, x
Add
square
one.
minus 12x plus 36
Bring minus 1 to the
plus 1. Okay, what else you can do?
x minus 6 the whole square.
X minus 6 whole square equals to
Plus
minus
1.
1. It can't be possible, right? Is it possible, this equation? Because this will always be positive and this is negative. Is this possible?
No, sir, not possible.
Correct? So that's why it can't be solved.
Got it.
Okay, let's move to 3.9. Okay, so we are almost more than 10. So yeah, just we can just try to solve quickly now. So which question you want to solve? 3.9. All the questions
Question
are
number
simple.
2 and question number 4, sir.
Okay. So what is the which of the following give the distinct? Okay, so you can just solve now. You can get the distinct root. Distinct means different number you should be getting, right?
Sir, we can check that by
Sir, I
using
checked
the
the
discriminant
questions.
b square minus 4ac method, right? So
You
it is
can check
more
with
than
that also. Yeah, you can just calculate the discriminant. If you are getting 0 here, like if you're not getting 0, that means you'll be getting a distinct square root, like the root. Okay.
I mean, yeah, distinct roots, and if it is more than 0, then that will be real roots, right?
That is more than 0, that will be real root. That will be real root. Yeah. So see, if you have something like equation is what, minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a, right? If you are
That's
getting
right,
this
sir.
is positive, that means you will be getting some distinct root. This is what I told. And if you are getting this as 0, that means you will be having repetitive root. Okay. So
Yeah, same
determinant,
roots.
if
Yeah.
this is 0, repetitive root. And if this is determinant greater than 0, you'll be getting distinct root. And this is less
For
than
this
0, that
question, we
means
should have to put.
what?
For this question, we should have to use this formula, sir.
You have to calculate determinant for each of the equations. Then only you'll be able to say. There is no other method. So calculate D for all the 4 equations. Done. Okay. Is it like, are you able to understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the other question?
Question number 2.
Okay, if two different quadratic equation has same discriminant, okay, so that will not see. If you have the discriminant only can tell you whether it's a repetitive or not. So if you have minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. See, we can have some b and a. For those b square, we can have like b1 equals to something. Let's for example, b1 equals to what? 3. Okay. And then we have a equals to, sorry, so b equals to something like that 4. b1 is 4. So see, and you can have a equals to something is 16 square minus, this should be a into 4 into 1. So a is 4 and then say c is 1. Okay, you can have this one where this determinant, this will be 0, correct? And you can have some other value also, b equals to 3, so it will become 9 is 9, and then you have 4 like a equals to something like 9 minus.
So basically, discriminant can only tell you the nature of roots, sir.
Yeah, it can just tell you whether it's a repetitive or that one. It's a distinct. Okay, it can't tell you anything more than that. Okay, it can't tell you the nature also. Nature means like positive, negative, or something like that. That also it
Okay.
can't tell you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Got it? Yeah. So
Yeah.
for that, because for any, like there can be a combination of B, A, C such that this will become 0, right? But this
Yes,
B
sir.
and A can be different, right? For each of the equations.
That's right, sir.
Yeah. So the value can be different. So that's why it can't tell you the nature. It can just tell you the basic thing. Okay, so let's move to the activity and I'll just go through that. I'll just try to discuss all the activity we have like some 20-30 minutes. So, okay, let's start then. Which question you want to
Third one,
solve?
sir. Third
First
one,
one.
sir.
I have doubt in
No, no.
tutorial 8, sir.
Which one?
First
Tutorial 8,
answer,
sir.
third one, sir. Y equal to 3x plus 20.
Okay, so I'll go.
That is
Okay, which one? Second, somebody was asking, right?
Second.
Okay, second I'll discuss and then third I'll go. Okay. So second, I guess he was asking from the starting itself. So I'll just discuss this. So the equation is what? You have to calculate what? Just tell me the question.
Y equal
Read
to
the question.
Y is equals to 2.
No,
Find
no.
the length of the line segment on the straight line. Y is equal to 2 bounded by the curve y is equals to 4x square.
Okay. So this is the parabola we have. So what the parabola would be something like this, right? Correct? X square equals to 1 upon 4y. So this is the parabola. And you have y equals to 2. You can have y equals to 2. y equals to 2 is parallel to x-axis. Y equals to 2. So you can get, if you will put the value of y equals to 2, you should be getting some x. What is the value of x?
Plus minus 1 by root 2.
1 by root
Plus
2.
minus 1 by root 2. So this is minus 1 by root 2, comma 2. This is 1 by root 2, comma 2. And what you have to calculate? Length of the line segment. What is the length of this line segment?
Since we will
1 upon root
calculate it
2.
with distance form.
Yeah, distance formula is also, see, distance formula, why will you go like the y is same, right? You are
2x
moving
is
on the
same.
same
Okay,
y, right?
okay,
You
okay.
just have to add, okay, the x,
Only
this
2
x and
times.
this x.
2
So this
times
is
1
1
upon
upon
root 2.
Root 2.
this is root 2. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move to the other one. So is it clear? Again, I'm asking, or I'll move to the next part.
Next.
Okay. Which question now? Yeah, tell me the which question you want to discuss now. Third one. So Mr. Mehta has two sons. Both sons send money to their father each month separately. Okay. And if x denotes the month, then which of the curve will best represent the total amount? So just have to do the summation, right? If you'll do the summation, you'll get the quadratic equation. And that quadratic equation will represent the C. The first one can be second. Okay, so you need to check it then. What is the, if you are after doing, what is the value you are getting?
What, sir?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so do the sum, do m1 plus m2 and tell me the equation that you will get.
2x square plus 8. 2x square plus 8.
Sir, 2, 4, sir.
2, 4.
Yeah, because square root minus
2x
2
square plus 8.
4, right?
2x square plus 8 you'll get, right?
Yes.
Square plus 8.
Yes, sir.
2x square plus 8. This is the equation you are getting. So what you have to do? You have to do m1x plus m2x.
Yes.
Okay? And this is y. So this is the y equation. Correct?
So
My intercept will be 8.
then the vertex will be at 0, right?
The vertex, how to calculate the vertex?
Minus b by 2a.
Minus b by 2a.
Minus b by 2a. B is
B
0,
is
right?
0.
Vertex is 0, comma, sorry,
8.
x is
8.
y is what? What is y?
4, sir.
8, right?
Yeah.
We have 0, comma 8 as vertex.
Yes.
Correct? So you can plot the graph. Is it correct or not?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll be
Yes,
able to
sir.
correct it.
Option D. Yeah.
Sir, you can just open your note. Here B is 0, sir, but we have the value of A, na, sir. That will be 2 into 2, 4, na, sir.
But anything 0 upon anything is 0, right?
But in that football, sir, in football question, we did B is 0, but we
What was the
did
equation
into with
there? Y equals to minus 1 to 5
yes, sir.
x square plus
12.
20. Okay.
Yes,
There,
sir.
what was asked? Where, see, there the parabola was like this, and at some point somebody has hit, and then they were asked the y coordinate of that point.
Okay, sir.
See, this is the trajectory of the football. I just came and I hit the ball here, and then I was asked to calculate the value of y. Okay,
Okay,
the
sir.
slope was
In
given.
this
The slope was something else at this point. So I can just calculate what?
in this condition, sir, we cannot take we cannot into it 2 into 2, na, sir. In up you wrote, na, sir. The B value is 0. This 2 y is equal to x 2x square plus 8, sir.
Okay, so I
In this
got your doubt.
condition,
I got your doubt. See, here it is vertices. Here it is not the vertices. This is not vertex.
right?
Vertex is here. At that point also x was 0. That's why we have calculated the maximum height as 20. We
Right.
calculated maximum height, right? 20 maximum height.
Yes, sir. 20 feet.
That was 20, right?
Right, sir.
Okay. And this height was y equals to some 7.8 or something. But this is not the vertices. Here the slope is given. How do you calculate the slope? That is 2x plus b.
Yes, sir.
Correct? So to 2x
Right.
equals to something, some value was given, and from there we calculated x. Here it is vertices. So vertices minus b by 2a. So it is 0. I think so. It is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Shall I move further?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Next question. Which one is the next one?
Question number 4, sir.
Fourth question.
Okay. Fourth, okay, just read it. Somebody has to read, otherwise it will take again some more time. Okay, if you have questions, just read it.
Yes, civil engineer.
A civil engineer
Found that the durability d of the she is laying depends on two functions y1 and y2 as follows. D is equal to a y1 y2 where a is greater than 0. Functions y1 and y2 depend on the amount of plastic x mixed in bitumen, and the variations are shown in graph below. Find values of functions y1 and y2 such that the durability of the road is maximum.
Okay, so y1 depends on some x and y2 also depends on some x, but y1 and y2 the plot is given, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so the plot has been given here. The values of plot. Okay, so what's the doubt here? It's like pretty simple, right? Find the value of function.
So, but when we make the equations of two lines and then make the equation for D, then we are getting one maximum value.
Sir, how to approach this question?
See, you have the equation y1 and y2, right?
Yeah.
You will be having y1 and y2 in the form of some x, right? Because it's a linear equation, y1 and y2. It's a straight line. Straight line will be in the form of some x, like some ax plus c, right? Both will get multiplied because it is a y1 into y2. When it will get multiplied, we'll be having a quadratic equation, correct?
Okay.
And now you have to calculate, find the value of function y1 and y2 such that the durability of the road is maximum. Correct?
Okay.
So for this function, calculate. Okay. Tell me the equation. Then somebody tell me the equation of both y1 and y2.
Maximum
We have
means it will be some inverted
y equal to x
y equals to
minus x
which one? Minus x
and y minus. And y minus 1 is equals to x.
y minus 1 equals to x. So this is x plus 1. The other one?
Yeah.
6 minus x.
Okay.
X minus x.
Okay, so if you'll multiply here, what is the value you'll get? A times minus x plus 6 into x plus
X
1.
plus 1.
Okay, if you'll multiply, what's the value we'll getting?
Minus x square plus 5x
Minus x square
plus
plus
5x
5x
plus 6.
6.
6a.
Okay, so this is the d you will be getting, correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And this equation you have been asked to calculate the maximum stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So maximum means what? It should be something like this.
Slope 0.
Correct?
Yeah.
Maximum is at the vertex, sir.
What?
We can directly find out the maximum, right, by x is equal to minus b by 2a.
You can do like that also. You can you have this type of plot. Just I was showing the plot. This is the plot, right? For the maximum stuff. What will be the value of x? Tell me. Minus b by 2a, correct? Tell me the value, what you'll be getting?
2.5.
5/2.
5/2.
5/2 you'll be getting, right?
Oh,
So is the value, this should be the answer, right?
but this is just one, like
Yes,
5/2. But in options, we are given two numbers. Like we have, in that question, it has been asked separately for y1 and y2.
Okay. So see, 5/2 you got. If you'll put here, so y2 will be getting
7/2.
something, right? And y1 you'll be getting something, correct? So there
No,
should
no.
be
7/2.
7/2 and some 5/2, correct?
Yes. Got it.
So both 7/2.
7/2, yeah.
Okay, both are 7/2, huh?
Yeah.
5/2 plus 1.
Okay, so y1, what was y1? Y1 was 6 minus 5/2. How much you're getting? 7/2.
7/2.
And what is y2? 5/2
7/2.
plus 1. 7/2. Okay, so 7/2 you are getting, right? So what's the ask question?
Answer is 5/2 and 7/2.
Okay, so find the value of function y1 and y2 so the deducibility of the max. Yeah, function a civil engineer, okay, why as follows. The function y1 and y2 depends on the amount of x. Okay, that is fine. And then find the values of function. Okay, so I guess
So once we are finding the x value, we are substituting the x value in y1 and y2 means we'll be getting answer.
What? Can you repeat that?
We'll be finding the x value, no sir.
So what is the answer given?
No sir, once finding the x value, we'll be substituting in y1 and y2 means we'll be getting 7/2, no sir.
So what's the answer given? 7/2, 7/2, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought it's like 7/2 and 5/2 is given. Yeah, 7/2, 7/2 we are getting, right? Any doubt here, or should I repeat it?
It's clear.
It's clear, right?
Yes sir.
See, you'll be getting some D here, and that you need to maximize. You have got a quadratic equation, and quadratic equation will be like this. And you already know the vertices point. So you have the vertices point, but you have to calculate the maximum value. So you'll put the value there, you'll get the value of y1, y2. Okay, because you have to calculate the y value.
y1
maximum
and y2.
value,
Yes.
not the point at which this is maximum. Okay.
Yes sir.
Okay, let's move to the other one. The next one, which one?
Question number 8.
Question number 8.
Fifth.
Which one? Fifth.
Yeah.
Okay. So fifth is what? Let A be the set of all the points on the curve defined by some equation. Okay. So we have a function f1. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we
7,
have some function.
-6.
So we have some function. And let B. Okay. So we have function A, and this A is the all the set of points. Set up all the points on the curve. Okay, so all the points on the curve, all the x1, y1 coordinates are the set of, like, A consists of all the set of values of points which are on the this parabola. And let B set of all the points on the curve f2. Okay, so there is a f2 and the reflection defined by the reflection of f1. So reflection you already know, right? If you have to get the reflection, this will be the minus of that. So this will be the reflection.
Yeah.
Okay. And now what is that? Reflection with respect to x-axis. If that was respect to y-axis, we would have done in the different way. If C is the set of all the points on the axis that choose the correct option regarding the cardinality of set D. So there is a set of all the points on the axis. Okay, so C is, so you got the point, right? So A is, let's for example, this is F1. So all the points on F1. correct? And B is what? B is all the points on
reflection
on F2. Let's F2 be the reflection of F1, right? And what is C? C is this point, this all point. And if this is on the X, all the points on the X-axis and Y-axis.
yes
Okay, so all this point. Let's, for example, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So C is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? Is it fine?
yes
Now we have to calculate what? We have to calculate some D. The cardinality of
D.
D. What is the D? Tell
A
me.
wait.
A
A
intersection
intersection
B.
B
Okay.
union bracket A intersection B bracket union
A intersection B, yeah.
Intersection C.
Okay, this is C.
Yeah.
Union
B intersection C.
Intersection C. Okay, what is A intersection B?
0.
What is A? No. A intersection B. So A and
3 and 4.
B is getting at this point, right? 3 at
3
point.
and 4.
So A intersection B is what?
3 and 4.
3, 4. Right? What is A intersection C? A is this, right?
3 and 3, 1, 2.
And what is C?
2, 3, 4.
C is 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
3, 4. So 3.
3, 2, 4.
So A intersection C is what?
3, 2, 4. I mean 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4, correct? Because 2 is also there, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is B intersection C?
1, 2, 4.
B, no, this one, right?
3, 1, 4.
1, 3, 4.
3, 1, 4.
1, 3, 4. If you take the union of all this, what you'll get?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct. So how many numbers you have?
4, 4, 4.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's move to the other part. Any other question you have?
Sir, tutorial 8, sir. Not in
Question number?
practice, I mean. In tutorial video 8.
Question number 8.
Not in, no sir, practice, no practice assignment, sir. It's in
Then?
tutorial video, sir. 8.
Okay, so tutorial, I just told you last time also, tutorial, just ask the TS in the TH session itself.
Question
Tomorrow
11.
you'll be having TH session. Okay.
11.
So let's discuss the practice and then tutorial maybe next lecture whenever we'll be having, we'll go through that. Okay.
11.
What's the practice? Which one question? Which question?
11. 11.
Question number 8, sir.
Question number 8. So this is the quadratic equation. The quadratic function f is such that it decreases, its value decreases from, okay, so it decreases from minus infinity to, so it will come like this. Can you see the cursor? Okay. So it's coming from some minus infinity. So let's, for example, this is minus infinity and this is minus 2. So this is coming like this, correct? The value is decreasing, right? This is what is told. Value decrease, the function value decreases over the interval minus infinity to minus 2 and increases over the interval of minus 2 to infinity. That means what? It is coming here and then it is going like this, right? At minus 2, some vertices or something is there, right? Because it's coming like this and then the function value increases. Now what is given here? And f0 and f minus 4 is equals to minus 23. Okay, just it's a hit and trial, I guess. You had to check for all the options.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is not that difficult. You'll be able to solve this.
Question 11.
So the see D option, direct E option can be correct because see this plot you can see A is positive, right? Similarly, you can just see for all the options. Okay.
Only 8 and 12, sir. Nothing else. No.
See, first is incorrect because this is minus 3 gone. Minus, yeah, do this one. Second can be a correct option, right?
And can we, sir, go like by vertex?
6.
That will be minus 2.
What?
Then we also check this vertices point X. For this graph, sorry sir, symmetry. X is the symmetry.
Okay, see, I'll tell you from the option itself it is clear. First is incorrect, second is correct, third and fourth you should be having confusion, fifth is correct, sixth is not correct. Third and fourth you can see that it is till minus infinity to minus 2. Okay, minus infinity to minus 2 it is decreasing and then it has started increasing, right? I guess this is the correct option. This is not, because here you can see that it is coming at 2, here it is at minus 2, right? See the minimum value. See, if we have a plot like this, at this point there should be minimum value, right? This should be the minimum value, this should be the minimum y. Is it correct?
Okay.
Yes.
But you can see that in this plot at minus 2, this is the minimum y, because if you will increase something, the value will start increasing. At minus 2 only this will be 0. That means y equals to 3 at minus 2. That is the minimum value, right?
Yes.
But if you'll see in this equation, at y equals to 2, at x equals to 2, it has the minimum value. That's why the fourth is the correct option. Is it clear to everyone?
Sir,
Yes.
that all
second.
minimum values should be equal.
All minimum values should be
equal, because that is the vertex at vertex only.
There will be only one minimum value, right?
Yes,
at the
sir.
vertices only, and that should be minimum, and that should be y equals to something such that 0 square plus some constant.
And that should be equal for all the this formula.
Yeah, that should be equal for this equation, right? This equation that you will get.
That value which we are getting from all, that will be that I want to ask. That is
Okay,
that
for
should be
all the
equal.
equation.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this because A is not given now, so that's why you can't say. You can just predict the value, predict some prediction. So this can be this. That's why it has asked can be. It's not like sure also. This is not asking which is the perfect like function. This is asking can be. So this can be because from this like whatever the properties that is given,
yes,
from that
be.
properties itself, we can just assume that second can be correct, third can be correct, and fourth can be correct. Okay.
We can also go by like symmetry. That is minus 2 from all
Yeah.
X's.
Okay, so shall we move further? Can we move to the next question?
11.
Okay.
Question
Yeah,
number
so
10.
this should, yeah.
10 also.
Okay. So the 11 one, right? Which one? 10 or 11?
10 also.
11.
She told 11.
Okay. So I'll just discuss 10 and 11 and then we'll wrap up. Okay. Is it fine?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So 10th is the company's profit are known to be dependent on the month of the year. The profit pattern in lakhs of rupees from December to January to December is this function. This is the profit function in the form of some x value. Okay, and that x represent the month number starting from 1 to 12. Okay. Okay, so this is pretty simple, right?
I'm stuck with option number 1 and 2.
Okay, I'll just tell you. Okay, tell me the function equation y equals to
minus 2x square
minus 2x square plus 25x. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So this function will be something like this. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is a profit function. Profit in the function x. So there should be some vertices. What is the value of vertices? Just tell me x and y.
25 by 4.
25 by 4. At 25 by 4, what is the value you are getting? The profit value? Sorry. The x is in the form of 1 to 12, right?
Yes.
Correct? Then calculate x equals to, you are getting 6.25, right? 25 by 4 is 6.25.
Yeah.
Calculate at x equals to 6 and calculate at x equals to 7. And then see for which value you are getting the maximum profit. For which value you are getting, that should be the answer.
Okay.
Okay, corresponding to x, calculate the maximum, and corresponding to 7 also calculate that. Okay, and whichever is the maximum will be your correct answer, right? You have to maximize the profit, right? Because 6.25 can't happen, right? 6.2 can't be a month, right?
That is
Yeah. So the
we are
month can be
calculating
what?
for
6
that
or
month.
7.
Okay, month will be 6 only.
So you can check for 6 or 7.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, and that 6th month is June, I guess. Yeah, June. So that's the answer. Yeah,
That's
so
why that
yeah,
some
11th
point is
one.
later.
Yeah. So any doubt in the 10th question?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, will you discuss these questions tomorrow too?
Tomorrow, I don't think so. We'll be taking the session. I'll just let them know to discuss the practice assignment again.
Okay, sir.
Sir, this is live session, right? We can see here later.
This is a live, so we can see the recording also.
Okay, sir.
So tomorrow there is an open session for week 4 at 8 p.m. I guess.
Okay, week 4 will start tomorrow. Okay, let me check that.
Yes, sir. We have week 4 tomorrow. Open session.
So today is 25, right? Tomorrow is 26. So you have 6 to 8 one session, okay, for maths 1. 6 to 8 another session you have for, yeah, 6 to 8 you have a TA session, and then tomorrow you have 8 to 10. Yeah, tomorrow you have week 4 will start. You have not went through the week 4. Okay, so then I'll ask them to continue week 3 itself tomorrow. I'll just let them know. Okay, but again,
11 question.
okay. So 11th one. Okay, so let's start the 11th one. Let me check where is the 11th. Okay. So the 11th one is Raghav sells 2,000 packet of bread for 20,000 each day. 2,000. Okay, so per packet is how much? Per packet is 10 rupees, right? And makes a profit of 4,000. So per packet, how much profit they are making? 2 rupees, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so 8 plus 2, 8 is the sorry, 10 is the your selling price, and then 2 is the profit. So 8 is the CP, correct? Is it fine? We find that if cost price increases by rupees X per packet, so what was the cost price?
8.
8 plus x.
CP was 8, but now it has become 8 plus 2. Sorry, 8 plus X. And what is the SP?
10.
SP is 10. And now he can increase. Okay, so he finds that if the cost price increases by AX per packet, he can increase the selling price by 2x. Okay, if CP is getting increased by X, this is getting increased by how much?
2x.
10 plus 2x.
2x, yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Now what you have to calculate here? However, when the price increase happens, he loses 200x of his customer. Okay. So if he loses 200x, so how many customer we have per day? So how many packets is selling?
2,000.
2,000.
2,000. So you have to assume that. So there is a, you can say, if you have 2,000 packets, so you have 2,000 of customer. So you'll be losing how many customer? 200x.
200x.
2,000 minus 200.
200x.
Okay. So the customer earlier was 2,000. So this is number of customer. Now the customer is what? How many?
2,000 minus 200.
Customer is 2,000 minus 200x. Correct? How will you calculate the profit now? How will you calculate the profit?
Selling price into
Selling
cost
price minus
Into
cost
number
price.
of
Number.
minus cost price. This is the
Selling
profit.
price minus cost price equal to profit.
Yeah, this is for per bread.
Packet.
This is bread selling, right? Bread.
Yeah,
Multiply with
per
the number
bread.
of customer, right?
Yeah. Minus 200x.
Correct. So how can you write this? Selling price is how much?
10 minus
10 plus
8
2x.
plus
10 plus 2x.
Minus how much?
8
8
plus
plus
x.
x.
8 plus x, sir.
8 plus x. Multiply with how much?
2000 minus
Minus
2000 minus 200x.
minus 200x.
Okay.
Okay. Do that multiplication. 2 plus
10
x.
plus 2x, yeah.
2000 minus 200x. Do that. How much you are getting?
4000
minus 200x square.
4000 minus 200x square plus 1600. Okay, this is your profit. And what you have to do? Okay, so you have to calculate maximum minimum. So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Okay. I will.
you'll get right. So this is like something like this. So some maximum value would be there. Correct? You can calculate that, right? How will you calculate that? You can calculate the value of x.
Minus
X is
b
what?
by 2.
Minus b by 2a. What is the value you are getting? Minus b 1600 upon 2 into equals to 4. This is the value you are getting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you can calculate the value. After putting the value of x equals to 4, you can calculate the profit. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is the
8 plus 4, 12.
you can calculate, you'll put the value. So what was the equation? 400, 4000, sorry. This is 4000
minus
minus
200x square
200 into
plus
16
plus 1600.
plus 6400.
100, yeah.
How much you're getting? 4000 minus
10,400.
3200 plus 6400. So whatever the value, I guess we are doing some mistake. Huh?
6,200.
So 4000 plus 3200. So we are getting 7200. So this is the maximum profit. This is the maximum profit, right? Per day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll bind up. So for the rest doubt you have, you can I just gave you my mail ID, right? You can just type it to me, your mail, like you can just send me your doubt. You can just ask me in the discourse, tag me at the red Vishal. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank
So
you,
you
sir.
sent in the chat box, no, sir?
Yeah, I'll just write it again. So you can just copy it and then you can send me your doubts wherever, any doubt you have, any like from any subject, like you have stats 1, maths 1, okay, or any further doubt you have, you can just ask me there.
Any subject, sir?
Sir, I have a general question. We cannot attend the CT's open session, sir, because they
Yes,
will
sir.
not accept it.
Who?
These days, till now,
CT.
CT.
Okay, computational thinking, you are not able to attend.
Attend the
Yeah.
class only 2-3 days we have attended. Right, that's it. After that, till now, I have missed.
Okay,
Today,
TA session or normal session?
no, sir. Open
TA.
all the CT session. All the CT session.
You are not able to attempt. Like,
Yeah, no,
So
sir.
mostly
No.
yes, sessions.
okay,
Yes,
I'll
sir.
just discuss with them.
Because a
Each
lot
session
of
you have a problem. Any other issue you have?
no, sir. Lot of basic concept also we have to clear it. So can you please convey it them, sir?
Okay, I'll convey them to take the extra session, or maybe because students are not able to join. Okay, anything else?
No, sir. That's it.
Okay. Okay, then you can just take rest. Maybe you can start in the submission, submit the week 3 assignments. Whatever the remaining doubt you have, you can just send me, ask on the discourse, ask the TAs, wherever you want to ask, and then just submit it and then go through the week 4. Okay, because week 4 is also a good I guess polynomial is there, so yeah, it will take time to. So just submit it the week 3 and start with the week 4 as quickly as possible, because